This Premier League Matchday 22 picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states, and you get $20 free with the promo code SGPN. That's KALSHI, promo code SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Friday, January the 23rd, and I am here to take you through a European midweek, which just finished last night with the Europa League, before we get stuck into the Premier League weekend Matchday 22, which runs from Saturday lunchtime through to Monday night again. Not joining me, because we don't know where he's gone, is Mr. Barry Penaluna. So we've unlocked a new time today. Oh, hang on. He's just messaged me, actually. 2 minutes, just got home. So that's all right. If he sent that under 2 minutes ago, we're in business. He sent that exactly 2 minutes ago. So Barry might be here. I'll let Barry explain himself when he got on. The chat is live. Like I say, we've unlocked a new time today. We've been doing that a lot recently. 2 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. So we've got some of the Brits who really should be at work, lads. Let's be honest with you. And I think Joe's up having his breakfast. Lee Smith and Callum, squads number 7 and 9. Connor Trant's in the chat. Joe Dollar, good morning. There are more people kicking around as well. So if you are there, say hello. Mandy Pollard's been getting a lot of stick in the chat. Poor Mandy, I don't know what she's done wrong. I know Barry messaged last night, and I'll read this message. Let's slag him off quickly while he's not here. Message me at 4:52, spanner in the works. I've got to take Chloe to a gig in Birmingham tonight. You know, you don't have to take anyone to, you have to go to the hospital if someone's ill. You have to do stuff like that. You don't have to take the band to a gig in Birmingham, do you? So I'm not buying that for 1 second. I thought it was a really tricky week of Champions League. I will say that, because there's not many winners kicking around. Last weekend in the Premier League was awful. I think we all felt it. We talked about how many favourites had won, etc. And I felt the same. This week, games like Man City were an obvious one. Tottenham, who everybody was on Tottenham. Everyone in the chat was Dortmund goals, Dortmund handicap, Dortmund ladder, Dortmund money line, player props, all sorts. And that was another one which, like I talked about last week when I got so annoyed early on, that it was dead after 10 minutes. So Tottenham have got 2 good players, Romero and Van der Ven. One of them scores, and then the Dortmund kid gets sent off. And by 8:15, it's knackered. Your bet's gone down. So that was disappointing. Bayern Munich let everybody down. I'm trying to find the right bet. I think the only bet really you could have found to win in that one was Bayern to win to 0. And not many people were really going to be on that. I sat in the pub with Simmers before the game, and he put his ladder on, starting at over 3.5 goals, all the way up to over 7.5. And we didn't get there. Munich won 2-0. I had Bayern to win both halves. So I was at the Newcastle match. It's half-time, the score comes up, and it's 0-0. Thinking, how's that even possible? So that was really disappointing. Like I say, Man City absolutely blew it. Chelsea just winning 1-0. Chelsea to 0 would have been the only winner, I think, in there as well. No handicap. I mean, Chelsea were 1 to 1 million on. No handicap win, no team total. Atalanta 1-0 up at half-time. And I'm going to come on to how dog shit all other European countries are, except England, in a minute. Because Atalanta were 1-0 up and somehow got beat 3-2 off Bilbao. Karabakh came from behind and won as underdogs. Copenhagen. So, yeah, tough week all round. Spurs killed Smudges, Betsy St. And Joe's getting onto a point that I'm going to make really about, other than Man City, you always have to take the Premier League teams, especially in this competition. I'm pleased we didn't wait 2 minutes for Baz, by the way. What were you now? 6 minutes in, yeah. No. He'll have something in the barbecue. New year, new gear. The SGPN merch store has a bunch of new items for the new year. And right now, you'll get 10% off everything with the promo code 2026. Yeah, I've come to the considered conclusion that all of the European leagues and teams are rubbish. And I don't think there's any evidence. Like, you can't argue with it. 5 out of 6 teams won in the Champions League this week. Manchester City were the ones who somehow... I mean, we've seen this week, they've gone and played a bunch of plucky, no-hope amateurs and got beat. And then, after that, they've gone to Norway on Wednesday and got beat. That was a good joke. But just Inter Milan, top of Serie A, got absolutely smashed off Arsenal. Now, Arsenal are very, very good. But Arsenal have cruised past Inter Milan away from... Arsenal can't beat anyone of the top teams in this country, let alone that comfortably. Arsenal have already smashed Bayern Munich, who was sitting second in that table. Inter Milan lost at home to Liverpool with a clean sheet. Liverpool go to Marseille, and Marseille lose without scoring. We should have beaten Marseille. Nick Pope had a total brain fart and gave that one away. Real Madrid lost at home to Manchester City, who we've just established can't beat anyone. I did the Real Madrid game. That was my com game the other night. And with about 3 minutes left, they were 5-1 up. But the stats, they'd had 19 shots, 4 on target. Monaco had 20 shots, 5 on target. So Monaco had scored... Real Madrid had scored more goals than they'd had shots on target, because this German geezer had scored an OG. Like, Real Madrid were just cheating, just absolutely cheating in the style of Brighton. Like, you have an attack, and then, because we've got them backing up the other end, you break and score. The proper team won't fall for that. Like, they can do that against Monaco, but a proper team will not be beaten off Real Madrid at all. And then even if you want to go down some of the other European countries, I went to the Newcastle match. We beat PSV 3-0. It was fucking boring. I don't want to be that bloke. After the last Champions League game, I complained it was a little bit dull. Like, just really standard. And then I got in the van, and I put TalkSport on. Adrian Durham was saying, Newcastle were brilliant. The fans were brilliant. Performance was brilliant. Me and Bob were like, was it? And then he was with... Dean Ashton was with him. And he said, Dean, what do you think? And he said, I thought they were bang average. So Dean Ashton was right, which pleased me because I thought I'd missed something. But we've played PSV, Benfica, and Bilbao. So that's Spain, Portugal, Netherlands. We've won 8-0. No one's fucking laid a glove on us. And we're not very good. We're absolutely shite. So I think that's every country in Europe have established a dog shit. And I don't know what they're playing at. And joining us from somewhere in Nottingham, maybe, I don't know if you can hear me yet, is Mr. Barry Pedaluna. All right, Baz, nice to see you.
Afternoon, how are we doing?
Oh, mate, we've just been talking amongst ourselves.
Start without me.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I'm
only
only one man, Baz. I can't
honest,
fucking put my life on hold while you just fuck about.
I didn't want to talk about Champions League anyway, so I'm glad you've cracked on without me.
Well, there's a rumour going around. I mean, are you hiding, Barry? Is that what's going on? Do you think?
Could be.
Because that's not a bad technique, you know. If your picks aren't doing very well, then maybe going to hiding. Do you want to talk the group through your reasoning for being here? It's 17 minutes past 2 on a Friday afternoon.
If I just talk about the Friday afternoon, because I've got a full-time fucking job to do as well, is the reason. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, but
so I've put.
As you know, Barry, that's a domino effect from your shenanigans / gallivanting last night.
So the full-time job has been put on hold for an hour, which means I will be working an hour later this evening.
Wow.
But yeah, last-minute shenanigans. Chloe was desperate to go to a gig in Birmingham. We didn't get tickets for it. It was sold out. A very small gig, 150 people. No chance of getting any tickets. Or at least I thought there was no chance until about 5 o'clock last night. She messaged me to say there was 2 tickets available on resale and she'd purchased them. So we were going to Birmingham. So I'm still sat in the office at 5 o'clock last night. And then all of a sudden I've got to go to Birmingham and be there in the next 2 hours. So that's scuppered everything. So Helen had to drive Chloe into town to then give me the car and Chloe so I could drive to Birmingham. And then Helen had to get the bus home. So that inconvenienced everybody there. And then off we went to Birmingham to watch Overpass. We had a bloody good night and got home late last night. But it's scuppered up.
Fair enough.
So bad times.
Well, I've talked everyone through the midweek Champions League action, Barry. So everyone's now, I've appraised all of that. Everyone's been fully debriefed as to what's going on around Europe this week.
I mean, my picks were shit, but once again, fucking red cards. Dortmund get a red card early on.
First thing I said, Baz, yeah.
Man City, not Man City, sorry, Bayern. Go 2-0 up against Union Saint-Gilloise with half an hour to go. You think, here we go. We'll get the minus 2.5 in. And then they go and get a red card. What's the point in that against Union Saint-Gilloise when you're 2-0 up? So that's covered that.
Did you see Harry Kane miss a penalty?
I didn't even realise Harry Kane missed a penalty. I was probably at the end of my tether by that point.
He tried the old Nick Voldemort and hit the angle of post and
crossed about
1,000 miles an hour.
There you go. That's my look at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's been some transfer kind of chat this afternoon. We haven't done any transfer window stuff because there hasn't been an awful lot, apart from like Man City signing any good players. Just fucking idiots. But Tammy Abraham is rumoured to be on his way back to Villa this afternoon. We mentioned, or someone in the chat last week mentioned Daniel Marlin being sold and what was the thinking behind that. So Tammy Abraham's an option. Andy Robertson to Tottenham, to totally out the blue. I actually had mentioned, I put in my notes this week that Kirkes had been kind of all right for a few weeks because he was a bit of a laughing stock for a little while. He hadn't started very well. But yeah, Robinson to Tottenham is a bit of a weird one. And
I did want to make mention that one with my boss at work is a Liverpool fan. I was discussing that with him. He said he can't get his head around it. He did say the same. Kirkes has improved a bit, but considering how short Liverpool are defensively, it seems odd they would let him go. But also the fact that Tottenham already seem to have 5 left backs doesn't seem to make sense that they'd want another.
Yeah. Well, there was talk about like Mickey van der Ven going to Liverpool. There was talk about Curtis Jones going to Tottenham. So there was a lot of Tottenham-Liverpool chat, and then maybe not that one. I did want to bring up, as you know, I'm a South American football expert, Baz. Bournemouth is signing a young lad called Ryan, I don't know, from Vasco da Gama. Talking to Tandy about him in the pub the other night, actually. Going to be a good signing, maybe a year too soon. But they've got Evan Nielsen there, is a little helper for him. He's a fucking unit. He's going to have no problem physically with the league at all. Plays anywhere across the front three. Not a tricky winger type, more of a centre-forward type. But yeah, he's one to watch. You mentioned the other day, Baz, about subscriptions. And I did think of one, which I'm not claiming is a silly one. I think it's quite a sensible one. But you, and I imagine everybody else is going to think is silly. And I used to have a subscription, Barry, to a Loch Ness Monster newsletter that would come through the... yeah. That would come through the door. Written by...
that's definitely David. Up there. That's top of the league at the moment, I think. I don't think anyone can trump that.
That is what I remembered. What put me onto it? Carmine, who used to come out on the Cheese Fan, stuck in the Spotify comments. I know that's an odd sentence to say out loud. You can laugh. You can laugh, and you know what I mean. There'll be people scratching their heads here. I used to be a cheesemonger, and my mate Carmine would monger the cheese with me. But he put in the Spotify that I was quite... I would often buy Pancho Villa memorabilia when I was pissed. Because I mentioned on the last show about buying stuff off eBay, like Seabiscuit, Santa Anita handicap programs, but I had a lot of Pancho Villa stuff. The old Mexican revolutionary used to cross the border in 1917 with his horse Siete Leguas, etc. 7 leagues. That was the name of the horse, Baz. That's how fast it could run. So yeah, Pancho Villa memorabilia. Good spot that, Carmine. Thank you. But Loch Ness Monster newsletter. So there you go. That was I remembered, and I've got a tit list. Entry, and it's actually quite a sensible one. I think we're going to go for it, Baz. In fact, if you hadn't turned up, I was definitely going to go for it. And how this bloke's not on is an absolute fucking miracle so far. He's up there really with Klopp and Arteta in the Hall of Tits. And it's our mate Gianni Infantino.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see his speech yesterday? So
I didn't have read about it though.
He was speaking to the World's Economic Conference in Davos for some peculiar reason which no one can establish, but made the great point when they were talking about whether the US should be holding the tournament about Qatar and how it was a celebration and a party, and then pointed out that no Brit had been arrested at the Qatar World Cup, and wasn't that a wonderful thing? Which, by the way, there was 4 Brits arrested at the previous 2 World Cups, Russia, etc. There was more FIFA members were arrested in one fucking day than Brit fans were arrested in the previous 6 years, Gianni, you twat. And last night, if you watched the Europa League, the Utrecht game was delayed 2 hours because they were kicking shit out of each other. The Lyon fans went full tilt at, can't remember where Lyon were. There was mayhem. It was Go Ahead Eagles, maybe, actually. There was mayhem at about 7 Europa League games across the continent. And that knob jockey's just doing, I don't care about fucking, not because it was British fans. I'm not personally slighted. It's just shit crack. The bloke's a cretin, an absolute cretin. So I feel like Gabriel Martinelli, he's had 3 weeks on there for yanking Conor Bradley off the pitch, which seems like a suitable sentence. Do you know what I mean? I think we can let him off, and I think we can put Infantino on. You having it?
Yeah, but
yeah, young boys. There's another one. Lee's gone. Yeah, go ahead, Eagles.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get him on.
Going?
Yeah, he should have been there a long time ago, shouldn't he?
I don't know how he's escaped. If you're this show started with the last World Cup in early 2023, and that me and Bob were in the van that morning when he did the "Today I am gay, today I am brown, today I am fucking Muslim, like today I am in the village people." He just went nuts, didn't he? It was one of the greatest fucking things I've ever seen. Cree has joined us in the chat. Cree, welcome along. Cree's asking about the Bruno G injury. I've got it in my notes, and I don't know is the answer. Eddie Howe press conference today. He was very coy, like a carp. Wouldn't really give much away. It didn't look much at the time because Bruno tried to play on for a little bit. The Newcastle medical team have got a bit of previous for this. They're like the school nurse, like 2 paracetamol and just fucking run it off. And then he couldn't carry on. So we'll have to see about that one. I think, Barry, we can crack on with the picks. Have you got anything that you wanted to talk about? Because I know you missed the first couple of minutes here. No?
Nothing football related, no.
Nothing football related. You look mildly harassed, Barry, which I'm quite enjoying.
I'm done with football. I've never stopped for the last 24 hours. I don't feel like I've had time to fucking wipe my own arse. It's fucking ridiculous. I went to work at 9 o'clock, like yesterday. I had my breakfast before I went to work. And then I hadn't taken any lunch. I was expecting to finish work early. That didn't happen. Then I was expecting to go home and get some dinner. That didn't happen. I got up like late this morning because I was in late last night, so I didn't have any breakfast. So I got to midday today, and I hadn't ate since 9 o'clock yesterday morning. I literally went like fucking 30 hours without eating. And yeah, my head's all over the place. Too much going on.
I had 4 IKEA hot dogs for lunch yesterday. 2. Have you had the one where they put the mashed potato on it?
No.
That's a weird thing, but I tell you what, it fucking works. Hot dog, mashed potato, red cabbage. 2 of them. And 2 with put nachos on, munched up nachos with a little bit of spicy nacho sauce. So I had 2 mashed potato, 2 nachos, and I made a chicken and mango curry already this morning and ate that. So I've been eating for 2, Baz. Don't you worry. I'll keep us going. Like, that's not a problem.
I'll be eating tonight. I'll tell you what I did last night when I got home at 11:45. It'll be very quick, this one. I got home at 11:45. And as I've mentioned, I'm trying to hit 10,000 steps every day in January on a 21 day streak I was on. I got home last night at 11:45. Looked at the watch, 8,800 steps. So I've had to fucking go for a walk for 10 minutes to get me 1,200 steps in. I finished the day at midnight. Midnight ticked over. I've got 10,009 steps recorded for yesterday.
Well done.
I got in, done that,
Finish.
and then I had to sit for an hour and a half handicapping this shite before I could go to bed because I knew I wouldn't have time today because I was working all day.
A recent record, Baz. You should have just picked them out of a fucking hat.
And to be honest, I should have done. So I have got fairly brief handicaps, and I am trying to find ACCAs on the fly here as I go because I haven't wrote them down yet.
Frank's here. Welcome along, Francis. Change that Man United badge, Francis. Makes me feel queasy just looking at it. And make more money betting sports with Avo. Avo is the best sports betting tool. Helps you make a profit every time you decide to place bets. They spot arbitrage and plus EV opportunities, so you can lock in a profit on both sides. The dashboard is really tidy, easy to use. Sign up, pick the sports that you use. Let Avo tell you how much to bet to guarantee a profit. There's a free Discord, which is at AVO Official. Get started now at avo.bet. The promo code is SGPN. That gets you $18 off. avo.bet, promo code SGPN. And Kalshi, real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. Tons of markets, NFL, college football, first touchdown props, the weather. You must be able to pick a winner on the weather, Baz. It hasn't stopped raining for about 4 weeks here. New Kalshi customers get $20. They can use promo code SGPN. That's KALSHI. Promo code is SGPN. Right. Let's get involved in Premier League Matchday 22. I will direct you to remember to put your picks in on predictaddict.co.uk.
Thanks for the reminder.
You what, Baz?
Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah. Joe Bamber's joined us. Joe must be struggling as well, I think. Don't worry, Joe. We're all having a stink in January. But we're about to fix it. The first thing I was going to point out is again, Baz, is just don't sleep on the draws. Like at some point now, there's 10 games. I could have quite easily given out 9 draws in good faith. Thought I think this could be a draw. The only one I didn't feel happy about giving out was Man City Wolves. And that's not a million miles off, but the rest of them, fucking hell.
Yeah, definitely.
Joe's talking about the draws. But I mean, it was 14.8 units after we'd done a 17 and an 18 and that crazy 29, I think it was, in the week over Christmas. So, yeah, I wouldn't put you off that. And we'll add them up again and reconvene here on Monday night. But we'll start on Saturday lunchtime with a 1-1 draw between West Ham United and Sunderland. West Ham 6-4 plus 150. The draw 9-4 plus 225. And Sunderland are 15-8 plus 187. Tough start. West Ham got that win at Tottenham. They're back to within 5 points of Nottingham Forest. But that was their first win in 11, so I'm not rushing to bet them at 6-4, especially against a team like Sunderland, who just don't lose much. 5 defeats in 22 games in the Premier League. So that's pretty impressive. They did draw 4 in a row recently, and they've got nine draws for Sunderland. It's their most common outcome. They've drawn more games than they've either won or lost. It's also the biggest price of the 3 outcomes, and I'm going to take it straight in, Baz. I'll take the draw at 9-4, and it's one of several 1-1 draws of the week at 11-2 plus 550.
I haven't got any draws this week because I tried that last week and I failed. I tried 2 and there was 4 and I didn't hit any of them, so I wasn't happy about that. I don't mind this as a pick for this game, but I've gone somewhere else, so we definitely can't both win because I've picked the winner. West Ham just managed back-to-back wins, albeit one of them was a game against QPR, but a good win away from home against Spurs. I mean, good in the sense that they needed it, as opposed to good because Spurs are only good because they're not. A little bit of a boost to their survival chances, but if they're going to stand any chance of staying up, they're going to need to start picking points from games like this at home. And I think West Ham might get them. Yeah, Sunderland are still going well, only 1 defeat in the last 8, but they aren't winning many, as you said, tons of draws, so don't mind the draw at all. Only 2 wins away from home in the last 10. 2 wins from the last 10 and away from home. I just think you can take them on. They've not won in their last 7 away from home. They've failed to score in half of their away games this season. So 6 of 12 away from home, they've failed to score. It is a bit of a risk, but I'm going to start with West Ham to beat Sunderland. I should be looking for a safe pick to start the weekend off with how bad I've been. But there wasn't a safe pick anyway. It was very much a game where you just had to fucking pinch your nose and make a pick and move on. So I've got West Ham to win 6-4. You know what's happening here, don't you?
We've just talked in another 3 points for the great unwashed.
I know.
That's the problem. By taking West Ham, you've gone straight into the Saturday lunchtime double bubble defeat. Like it's like you've never bet before. That's your mind's whirling, Baz. You need to have a little treat or something. Sunderland double chance for Joe, and Sunderland over half a goal. Sunderland. Yeah, well, 2 Joes. Joe Bamba, Sunderland double chance. Joe Dollar, Sunderland plus half a goal. So pretty much all on the same. They all win with the draw. Sunderland double chance, obviously. Right, 3 o'clock kickoffs. Courtney and Patrick. There are 1, 2, 3. It's not very many. The first of which is Burnley taking on Tottenham Hotspur. Burnley have drifted a little bit here. They are 27-10 plus 270. 5-2 the draw plus 250. And Tottenham at 21-20 plus 105, Barry.
Yeah, another one, horrible one to pick up a winner from. However, I am tempted a little bit with Spurs. And again, without any good reason, I can't believe I'm starting my card off with Spurs and West Ham. Like, completely stinking. What are the chances of me finding a winner this weekend when I'm starting off like this?
Go on, Baz.
For no good reason other than the fact they're playing Burnley. Burnley, who are unbeaten in the last 3, having drawn with Man United and Liverpool. So maybe he's finding a bit of form, as well as a win over Millwall. Quite how they came away with a draw from either of those games is a little bit of a mystery. Both Liverpool and Man United had over 30 shots in those games. Both of them had 10 shots on target in those games. And the combined XG over those 2 games was about 6.5 to 0.9. And Burnley still managed to come away with 2 points. So I think the scorelines from those 2 flatter Burnley a bit. I still think Burnley are vulnerable. Spurs are shite is the problem. They were helped by a red card through the week. But Solanke coming back might be a bit of a help. He might find them an extra goal or 2 here and there, which might just be enough for them to win it here. Horrible pick. Spurs to win 21-20.
Oh, the way Solanke backheeled that off his own shin and then off the post on Tuesday night. He's all the way back.
He'll get a few goals for a couple of weeks, then he'll be out for another 3 months, won't he?
I mean, Burnley are still alive in the league if they can find a couple of wins from somewhere, which seems like an obvious thing to say, but they're not like tailed off. They're not cut adrift. They've got 4 draws in the last 6, the last 2 against Liverpool and Man United. So decent form. There's no patterns in the over-unders, but the both teams to score is quite a strong trend. That's a play that Lee likes here. Tottenham are dog shit. The water's muddied slightly by the win against Dortmund. Though the early red card changed it. There's been 10 goals in the last 3 Burnley games. All 3, both teams to score. And the price is actually bigger than I thought it would be for the BTTS. It's 4-5, minus 125. So I'll take the BTTS in that one. Next is Fulham taking on Brighton. Fulham are 8-5, plus 160. The draw 12-5. Plus 240, and Brighton is 17-10, plus 170. The money here has been for Brighton, actually. Brighton have shortened up a little bit. Fulham have been pushed out to 20th of a point. I feel like this pick was made for me. It's a team that I talk up most weeks against a team that I talk down most weeks. Fulham have been following successfully until an unfortunate loss at Leeds. The home record's good. They've won 6 out of 11. The 4 out of the 5 games they didn't win were against the top 5, which is fair enough. From 6th place down, they've won 6 and lost 1. So that's a really strong home record. Brighton have got 1 win in 9. They've only got 2 away wins. I painted myself into a corner with Fulham, but actually got no problem taking it. Fulham 8-5, plus 160, Barry.
Yeah, where am I at? Fulham. Yeah, I thought this one was another tricky one, really. Neither team are losing many recently, both in reasonably good form. Fulham did lose to Leeds last week, but it was their first defeat in 7. And at home, 3 wins, 1 draw from the last 4, so good home form. And they were probably a little bit unlucky to lose against Leeds as well. Had plenty of chances in that one. But Brighton have been tough to beat lately as well. They're unbeaten in 5, and they've lost only once since November. I've got written down here. That sounds surprising. I've surprised myself with that stat. Might be wrong. I was writing it delusional at 12:30 in the morning. Scratch that. Since November, they've lost 3 games, but all against top 4 sides. They've lost to Liverpool, Arsenal, and Villa since November. Otherwise, their form's decent enough. I thought it was a tight one to call, and I couldn't go either way. Fairly obvious you'd go Fulham because that's your go-to. You love Fulham. I've went to the goals market instead. Fulham were shut out last week against Leeds. They did create enough in that game. It was the first time they'd failed to score in 11 league games. Now, Brighton have just seen both teams to score hitting 5 of their last 6. They've scored in all of them as well, so Brighton are always getting on the score sheet. I just think this one will be a competitive game. I think both teams will get amongst the goals. Both teams to score was a bit short, so I'm just going to take the over 2.5 goals at 4-5.
Okay, everyone's on the draw in the chat. 1-1, draw in the comments. Next up, the final 3 o'clock game sees Manchester City take on Wolverhampton Wanderers. Man City 1-5, -500, 6-1. The draw. Wolves are 10-1. Just before you get stuck into this one, Baz, I wanted to mention Manchester City reimbursing the fans who travel to Norway. What a load of fucking shite. You don't go expecting to win. That's not why you go as a football fan. It's great if you win, and that's what makes it fine if you lose. Because if you don't lose sometimes, there's no point in fucking winning. Like, it's the journey past the mouth of the dragons. That's why we do this, isn't it, Baz? It's absolute bollocks. You don't go expecting to be entertained. If you want to go and watch the fucking Ballyway, you know the ending. Like, it's a load of shit. Go and watch fucking Dirty Dancing. Like, we know how that's going to end. It's going to be all right. They get on the log, he'll spin around, and then they'll do that. Fine. Like, he's not going to throw her off the log and fuck off with that fat bird, and I want me money back. Absolute fucking shit. Anyway, Barry, Man City Wolves.
Yeah.
Apologies to any fat birds listed as well.
Where do I go from there? Back-to-back City defeats now as they continue to stutter since the new year. They've won only 2 of 7 and none of the last 4 in the league. Meanwhile, Wolves have found a bit of form. They've got unbeaten in 5 games now, including the FA Cup. But I'm going to take City to win comfortably here. At home, they've lost only once back in August against Spurs. They have just failed to win their last 2 home games. But in these type of games against this level of opponent, they've made fairly easy work of things when they've been at home. In 11 league games, they've scored... In 11 home league games, they've scored 3 or more on 7 occasions. Teams like West Ham, Burnley, Leeds, Sunderland all gave up 3 goals at the Etihad. Wolves are worse than all of them. So I'll take City to score 3 or more here at 4-5.
I just didn't want to get involved in any kind of City handicap goals or whatever. The more I watched it, I just became increasingly angry watching them the other night at how Newcastle played against them 2 weeks ago. Because at the time we came out saying, oh, it's Man City, it's fair enough, you get beat 2-0. They've gone to Man United and got battered. They've gone to Bodo Glimt and got battered with the same defensive pairing, Kusanov and Alain, in both games that we played against, and we never touched them. Wissa shanked that shot over after 6 minutes, and that was it. So I didn't want anything to do with Man City. I mean, Wolves are the only team in the league that you kind of might think they might run up a score against. But why? Not in recent form, though. They're on the march, Wolves. 6 points from 4. They're playing well. Man City have added Mark Gahey. I'm assuming he's going to be available this week. But I don't know how that Wolves team can keep a clean sheet. How that Man City team can keep a clean sheet. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Both teams to score 4-5, -125. And I want to pull up Lee's message here. Yerson Mosquera for Wolves getting amongst the shots because he caught my eye last week when I did that Wolves Newcastle commentary. They play 3 at the back. And I was getting a bit confused in commentary. Well, who's that up there? Because he was very often the furthest player forward. Like, who's that getting a shot off? Who's that taking on the left back? And it was Mosquera. What's he doing up there? So he caught my eye by regularly just abandoning his defensive duties and getting shots off at goal. So 2-1 for his shot and 10-1 for 2. He's had 5 in his last 4 games. So you're absolutely right, Lee. You're a very good judge, much like myself. Next up, I'm going to tell you about Underdog. Your home for pick 'em entries. You can win up to 5,000 times your money. Bring the playoff magic all playoffs long, every playoff weekend. Open the Underdog app to see what promos are waiting for you. The brand new offer at Underdog, play $5 and get $75 in bonus funds. Sign up with the code PLGP. And Rhythm has crushed NFL this season, especially on the props. Really easy to sign up. You can either run predictions off your own model or use the sliders on the house models. Get your picks in there. If you're looking to go premium, use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm. Use the promo code SGPN25. Saturday, tea time, 5:30, kick-off, 12:30 Eastern time. Bournemouth take on Liverpool. Bournemouth are 11-4 plus 275. The draw is 14-5 plus 280. And Liverpool are 9-10 minus 111. Bournemouth don't appeal. 1 win in 13, which was against Tottenham a couple of weeks ago, so that doesn't really count. Lots of draws in there, another option. But against the top 10, they've drawn 4 and lost 7 of the 11 games they've played against those top 10 teams. So they haven't got a win in there. So you can't take Bournemouth to win. 4 league draws in a way for Liverpool. The 1-1 against Burnley was disappointing for them. Draws at Arsenal and Fulham, I think, represent a slightly higher form line than this. Good win at Marseille, although we have already established all foreign teams are shite. Kirke's playing better. Salah's back. Ekitike's back. I think they've got enough to win this. They're a good price. Liverpool 9-10, minus 111.
Yeah. Still can't get behind Liverpool at the minute, but I can see why. I mean, Bournemouth's form is poor. Bournemouth 1-1 against Brighton last week. It was the first game to go under 2.5 in 6 games. And both teams to score has hit an 8 in a row for Bournemouth now as well. I felt like it felt the obvious way to go with goals just because Bournemouth games you're regularly seeing 5s and 6s. The reverse fixture finished 4-2. Liverpool aren't losing many, but they're hard to trust to win games, I think. Currently 4 straight draws in the league and against some poor sides as well. I think Bournemouth are getting a score sheet was my point here. They can't keep any clean sheets. So the both teams to score appealed to short price. So I'm going to tag on the over 2.5. It's hitting 6 of the last 8 Bournemouth games. Like you, I think Liverpool will probably win, but I think Bournemouth will get on a score sheet. They usually do. So both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at 5-6 for me.
Okay, same play in the chat from Joe Dollar. I've got all these little fruit. I'm in trouble because, I've filled the house with exotic plants like a fucking psychopath. The exotic plants have in turn filled the house with little exotic flies. And that, if you heard that noise, that was me just smashing one. So if you see me, I spent a lot of time at the window. If you walk past the house today, you might have looked insane because it's like one of those like a test your reflexes machine. I was just smashing them all to bits, but I mean, like loads of them, Baz. Like, I'm in the doghouse with the IT department for that. Where are we going? Sunday. That's the end of Saturday. Brentford take on Nottingham Forest in the first of 3 2 p.m. kickoffs, which is 9 a.m. Eastern time. Brentford are 19-20, minus 105. The draw is 5-2 plus 250. And Forest are 3-1, Baz.
Yeah, defeat to Chelsea last week for Brentford. Broke a 5-game unbeaten run in the league. Forest, meanwhile, just 1 win in their last 6. Lost in Europe this week as well. They have to avoid a defeat in the last 2 games, Forest. Good result against West Ham, an important one against West Ham, and then a draw at home to Arsenal was a good result as well. So I Have they turned the corner? Who knows? I'm not sure. I think it's fair to say I think Brentford are in the better form, though, of the two. If you look over a longer period of time, Brentford certainly in better form, and particularly at home, where they've gone 7 unbeaten in the league and only 1 defeat all season. And that's what's pushing me towards Brentford here. They have had a couple of home draws recently, but they've won 5 of the last 7 home games, scoring plenty of goals generally. I don't think this will be particularly high scoring. I thought the unders might have been a play, but I think it's a bit short. But I think they might nick this in a tight one. I'll take Brentford at 10-11.
Yeah, this is quite an easy handicap for me. Brentford's home form has continued to be excellent. 3-0 last time out against Sunderland, who never get beat. They played well against Chelsea last week. They deserved something from that game. They missed a lot of chances early on. Forest got the sliding doors win at West Ham, but it was very fucking tenuous. At one point, they were 2-0 down until the bloke's heel brought it back, and then they get a VAR penalty. Held Arsenal to 0-0, but they went up to Braga last night and just didn't score again. They haven't had a shot on target for 135 minutes. Sean Dyche is fucking useless. Elliot Anderson got sent off for swearing last night. I've had some sympathy with him last night because I remember playing for the horn and trumpet and we were all shouting and swearing at the referee, but I was the only one with the Geordie accent and he picked me out and sent me off. And I think that's what happened to Elliot Anderson last night. I don't think the Geordie accent's conducive to swearing at the referee, Baz. So, me and Elliot Anderson...
anyone gets sent off for that very often these days, do you?
I got a 35-day ban for that. Fucking terrible. I was foaming. What were we on about? Brentford. So, yeah, just shy of even money. By the way, it's 7th v 17th. Do you know what I mean? You can boil this down to fairly straightforward stuff. Clearly the better team. So I'll take the same as you, Baz. I'll take Brentford at 19-20, minus 105. First one of the day in game number 6. No kickoff this week. It's normally time for kickoff. But I've walked off, Baz, in protest at that penalty. All my boys are in the changing rooms. And it's going to take some convincing, Barry, let me tell you, for me to come out and complete this game. Because that was never a penalty. I've seen it at the time. I accepted it. I've seen it back on video now. So absolutely no chance. So I'm in the changing room. That's fucking shite. Absolutely. Well, mate, do you know what it is? That's just how things go in 2026. 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Crystal Palace take on Chelsea. Crystal Palace 5-2. Plus 250. 14-5 the draw. Plus 280. Chelsea are at even money. Palace have to be an auto fade, don't they? At the minute against anybody. It's all going wrong. The manager can't be asked. The sold Gay, Mateta now can't be bothered. He wants out. He's down tools. You just can't bet them at the minute at all. No, I'm not convinced so far by Chelsea under a senior, but they're capable of winning the odd football match. They've got enough good players. And that was as far as I got. I think Chelsea look like they can win, and I don't think Palace can. I think evens is a fair price. Baz, I'll take Chelsea.
Yeah, see, I've got a lot of money line picks today. I think I've probably got 6 or 7 of them today. Yeah, Rossini stopped the slide last week with Chelsea. A win over Brentford, stopped a 5-game winless streak. I think the 2-0 scoreline flattered them a bit, but I don't think they'll care about that. But it's Palace. Everything about Palace, it puts them on auto fade. 10-game winless streak. Wheels have fallen off entirely. Struggling in the league, embarrassed in the cup. Gahey's now left. Mateta's now angling for a January move as well. Glasner wants away. Fans are becoming restless. It's all a bit of a mess. So I think you've got to take Chelsea here. Not really a team to trust, Chelsea, but they're showing a lot more than Palace in terms of trying to win games. So same pick. Chelsea on the money line, even money.
Did you like the Chelsea coach wandering around? Did we discuss this the other night with that sticker on his head? I think we talked about it, actually, didn't we?
I don't think we did talk about it, but I did see it online. I don't know what I thought about.
Fucking hell. Man. I want him to succeed, but if he's going to make a tick.
I don't. I think he's going to be a complete bellend.
Fair enough. Newcastle United take on Aston Villa. This is a game I feel like I have not being away from St James's Park for about 3 weeks. And it's just fucking big game after big game. It's expensive and all. Like, Man City, Bournemouth in the Cup. Leeds was on the Wednesday night. So it's PSV this week. It's just absolutely relentless. So we'll trudge back up there on Sunday afternoon for Newcastle against Aston Villa. Newcastle even money. The draw is 13-5 plus 260. Villa are 13-5 plus 260. This is you, Baz.
This is me. Yeah, these two played out a 0-0 draw at the start of the season. But I think that result goes against the grain in this fixture because the head-to-head record between these two is always filled with goals. The previous 6 had all gone over 2.5. 4 of those 6 had gone over 3.5. So goals quite often in Newcastle v Villa fixtures. I couldn't back Newcastle because I just can't trust them to finish a job at the moment. The form is good enough, but they've played a lot of the weaker teams recently. The performances are far from convincing. And Villa are a decent side. I think it's probably a good thing for us that they slipped up last week against Everton. They've sort of stopped their sort of winning run for a little bit, which is good. But yeah, I couldn't get to Newcastle as a win, and I'm not going to take them to get beat away at home. Sorry, despite the fact I think Villa are probably a good price. But you know, if I was betting without my Newcastle hat on, I might have took Villa as my dog today. I've gone for goals. Villa's last 2 games both went under 2.5, so that doesn't help. They failed to score in the last 2 as well. But Newcastle will usually give everyone a goal. I think they'll give Villa a goal. And prior to those 2 games, Villa had seen a 7-game streak with both teams to score and over 2.5. So plenty of form for it in the Villa games. That's where I've gone here. History of goals between the two. So I'm going to go for the over 2.5 and both teams to score at 10-11.
This was really tricky, Baz, because the Newcastle hat is a hard thing to get off your heels when you're trying to handicap them, because your immediate instinct, mine was the same as yours, is that Villa are a good price. There's not much between the two teams. I think Aston Villa probably currently a better team than Newcastle. Adding to that, historically, we always smash Villa at home, and Villa always smash us at Villa Park. That's just how it is. Just get on with it. We sometimes don't even need to play. Just award each other a 4-1 victory and get on with it. Like Bruno G, don't know one way or the other. Francis is pointing out that Camera will be missing for Aston Villa, which weakens their midfield. And Villa played on Thursday night. It was quite a tricky game. It was Wade Fenerbahce. I watched that game last night. Tielemans and stuff, where it was kicking off with Emery right at the end. Villa worked hard last night to get that win. Newcastle's recent form isn't very good. 0-0 v Wolves is shite. 2-0 against Man City is worse every time Man City play. Either side of that, that was either side of the 3-0 PSV game, which doesn't mean anything. Villa form dipped a little bit. 0-0 v Palace, defeat against Everton.
Why doesn't the PSV game mean anything?
Because PSV are one of these European teams. It was like playing if we'd beaten Crawley 3-0. Would you be you'd say, Newcastle are going to beat Villa because they beat Crawley? You wouldn't, would you? Baz, they were absolutely dog shit. The same as Benfica, the same as Bilbao. Like, wasting our fucking time. Like
Liverpool 4-1 at Anfield.
I know, but that's different than Liverpool. You get the odd freaky result, like they're absolutely cack, Baz. So Newcastle too short, just from my eye test. But we are still good at home. The 2-2 home draw v Chelsea recently seemed like a good comparison to me. I've just looked at the double chance for Villa. It's not a bad price, 4-5, -125. But I'm going to take the draw again, Baz. Draws all over the shop, because we don't lose that many games at home. So 14-5 plus 280, the draw. Next, we're still on 2 o'clock, I think. Hang on, I'm on the wrong page. It is... No, it's not. We've got the 4:30 kickoff. Super Sunday, old school. Arsenal taking on Manchester United. Arsenal 11-20. -175 Arsenal. 16-5 the draw, plus 320. Man United is in 19-4 plus 475. In fact, Man United out to 5-1 now. First, wanted to make mention of Casemiro, who has announced that he'll leave at the end of the season. And as much as we slag everyone off, us, as well as everybody else, Baz, enjoyed Casemiro being a completely fat, useless knacker about 18 months ago. But he pulled it out like he
forgotten about, doesn't it?
He somehow turned it round and fucking doffed my cap to him. Like, he knuckled down and he went and earned some of his £370,000 a week. So yeah, fucking hats off to him because he looked toast. Like, it was one of the greatest comebacks since Lazarus. So yeah, hats off to Casemiro. He is leaving. Arsenal, a very good win at Inter Milan. However, Barry, it doesn't count because all foreign teams are rubbish. So we'll scrap that. That never happened. But the form against the top teams isn't great. Arsenal haven't beaten. I think they've got one win against the top five, which is the Liverpool one.
Can I just point out Man United aren't a top team anymore?
Where are they in the league, though?
I know, but they could lose 2 games and be down in 14th.
Yeah,
that doesn't count either. The fact Newcastle are 6th in the league doesn't mean anything either. It all changes, but we're down to 8th now, aren't we? But there you go.
Well, Man U 5th still. Let's have a look.
5th, yeah, they are 5th.
Yeah, so there you go. And what's Arsenal's form against the top 5? It is.
The top 5 changes every week, though. Brentford were top 5 the other week. Newcastle were top 5, then Man United. There's been about 15 sides sitting in 5th place this season, man.
They don't win enough games, Baz. We've said this. They went to Forest last week, didn't win. They're too short. Especially Man United. So here's the thing. Man United were head-scratchingly good. They were worryingly half-decent against Man City. Now, you said at the time, hopefully, this is just the blip where they're back. They're all the way back. Frank's fucking dancing round. He's put his yellow and green scarf back in the cupboard for another fortnight. Spider-Man pajamas are on. And Michael Carrick. But I thought they were very good because they've got their good players back, and Bumo, Ahmad, etc. And all he did was put the good players in the right positions and said, fuck off out there and run about a lot, which is fine. And that's what they'll do again this week. It might be in a false start. They might get beat 4-0. But I'm having a go. Man United 5-1, Baz. We got them at Liverpool earlier in the season at a similar price. We're going to go back to the well. I'm an equal opportunities degenerate here, Baz. Manchester United 5-1 for me, Barry.
Yeah, I don't mind it at the price. I think Man United will do well for a few weeks. I mean, they'll probably do well, reasonably well for the rest of the season. And then they'll give Carrick the job, give him loads of money to spend, and then sack him in 6 months' time and have to pay him loads of money again. Because that's just how the cycle works. But I do think Man U will be okay. They'll be better than they were under Amarim for a while. I'm not getting carried away with them, though. I'm certainly not backing them to win. As I say, it's a value pick. I don't mind it. It's one of those at the prices. If you fancy it, fair enough. But I think also their home record is pretty much infallible. They're unbeaten in 12. They've dropped a few points recently in the league. We're back-to-back 0-0s. But their home form, 9 wins from 11 league games. Only City have picked up a point at the Emirates. So that doesn't make sense. I'm reading my notes. Honestly, I don't know what I was writing last night. But yeah, anyway, only Man City have gone there and picked up a point. They've won everything else at home. Man United certainly got enough going forward. I still think they'll be vulnerable at the back. I don't think Martinez is brilliant. I don't think Maguire's brilliant. And if suddenly that's you can go back to a back 4, but them two will let you have chances occasionally. I think Arsenal will win here, but I also think they might need a couple to do so because I think Man United will score. I think Man United will score and lose. So the pick is going to be Arsenal to win and both teams to score at 11-5.
No, big price.
So we've both gone a little bit fruity with the prices here, but I just think
a bit fruity.
I think Man United will get on the score sheet, but I think Arsenal will pick them off 2-1.
Liverpool did pick up a point, Baz, at the Emirates, just to correct you.
Yeah, so I'd wrote 9 out of 11, and then I'd wrote only Man City have picked up a point. So I'd missed out with Liverpool.
Yeah,
I was tired. Sorry, Joe, but thanks for correcting me. That's
Barry
good.
was tired, everyone. Barry was tired. Monday night at 8 o'clock is Everton taking on Leeds United. Everton are 6-4 plus 150. The draw was 9-4 plus 225. And Leeds are 19-10 plus 190. Barry. Oh, actually, just harking back, I want to shout Smudger's bet out. The Declan Rice assist rightly points out that they're just going to drop 1,000 set pieces on the top of, what's his name? Sammy Lemons or something. The old, the keeper there for Man United. So Declan Rice assist is a lovely angle in Lee. Baz, Everton Leeds.
Yeah, I like that one. What do you do with Everton? 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses in the last 6 league games. All over the place. Last week was a solid result to get a win at Villa Park, especially with Villa being in such good form at home. And actually, Everton's away form has been better than the home form. They've only had 1 defeat in the last 7 away from home, and 4 wins in those 7 as well. 5 clean sheets in the 7 away games. So yeah, decent form for Everton away from home. Not so good at home. The other thing that stood out, both teams to score no has hit in 6 in a row for Everton. Why am I looking at Everton away from home? They're not away from home. Honestly, these notes, fuck off. Leeds are in good form. Lost only 1 of 9. But the standout from the Leeds form again was low scoring. The 4-3 over Newcastle was definitely an outlier. Either side of that, they've hit under 2.5 in 4 of 5 games. Everton have gone under in 6 of the last 7 games. So the low scoring was what I wanted here. The unders is very short. Bookies are onto it 4-6 for under 2.5 goals.
Nice short,
so I'm going to go for both teams to score no instead. As I say, Everton games have got good form for this. Both teams to score no. So one team to keep a clean sheet here. That's a 10-11.
Looked at it, spotted that trend, Baz, with the Everton games. Everton win when I fade them and lose when I bet them, so that's a problem. So I have to stay off the side, really. The last 2 wins, which 7 games they've won 2, were both as away underdogs, which was Villa and Nottingham Forest before that. So not really fitting into the pattern at, did I just say Goodison a minute ago? At the old Hill Dick. And if you remember, Dave Moran's duffel coat, issue 2450p, told us why Everton is shit at home. We broke it down. I'm not going into it again. The Leeds win against Fulham. They're really good at avoiding defeat. Lost just 1. Drawn 3 of the last 4 away games. The one they did lose was the 111th minute winner against Newcastle. So that could easily be in a draw. Getting involved in these draws. We saw the 1-1 of the week last week. Monday night, Brighton v Bournemouth. Finished 1-1 on Monday. This is the same game. Leeds are a little bit narrower. So the Everton fullbacks, I don't think will be as exposed. They haven't got any real out-and-out wingers. Leeds, I'm going to take the draw 9-4. And I'm going to add in a second 1-1 draw of the week here at 11-2 plus 550. Everton with both teams to score for Joe. Baz, we've done it. 58 minutes. We just got time for our exotics. You led off last week. So I am going to lock up Liverpool at 9-10. Minus 111. My dog will be Manchester United at 5-1. Look at the growth, Barry, we show on this programme. Liverpool is me lock and Man United is me dog. Do you know what I mean?
There's nothing clever about backing Man United.
Oh,
unless you win at 5-1, and then it's very clever. And I'll take I'll doff my cap.
You will doff it. Corned beef pie accumulator. Both teams to score treble. The game's at Newcastle, Arsenal, and Bournemouth. That's 16-5 plus 320. Steak and Stilton accumulator is 3 draws. I put the draws up. We might as well get involved in them. West Ham, Newcastle, and Everton. 40-1 for the 3 draws. And I'm also going to throw out the 1-1 double. And it's going to be the bookend, Baz. It's a Saturday lunchtime, West Ham Sunderland, game number 1. And then we wait for Monday night, game number 10. Everton and Leeds draw 1-1. So 2 1-1 draws is 42-1. Anytime goal scorer, that 1-1 draw, the goal will come from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. because who else is going to go to the Hill Dick and score other than him? And finally, Barry, Data Dave. Because I was having a paddy about everywhere in Europe this morning, I asked Data Dave what which country in Europe he would least like to visit. Right. And he said, first of all, he didn't want to give me an answer. He was like, "No, you're trying to create some huge diplomatic incident." I was like, "Dave, stop being a dick." So he ran the data and he went with San Marino. So I'll tell you why. It's the least efficient use of travel time. He ran 14,000 simulations with 62 data sets, and San Marino offers minimal variance and low exploratory value. So Data Dave will not be found dead in San Marino. And his pick is Chelsea at evens, which is the same as mine away at Crystal Palace. XG climbing, high value chances from central zones, which is something Data Dave's a big fan of. Baz, your turn.
Yeah, my lock is Chelsea to beat Palace at evens. So I'm in there with Data Dave with my lock. My dog's going to be Leeds to beat Everton 2-1. I didn't fancy too many dogs, to be honest, but I think Leeds have got a live chance. Scorer, I'm going to go for Florian Wirtz. Man's found a bit of form, and he's worked out where the net is. 3-1 anytime, 10-1 first or last. Bournemouth shiploads of goals. I think Liverpool might get a few this week. Florian Wirtz at 3-1 anytime is the pick. My Come with Payaka is over 2.5 goals. Fulham, Brighton, Newcastle, Villa, Liverpool, Bournemouth. Over 2.5 in those is 4-1. And my Stake and Stiltnacker is very, very close to yours. I've chucked the Fulham game in, but I've gone for draws as well, 3 draws. So I've gone with the Fulham game, the Newcastle game, and the Everton game, 40-1 for those 3 to be a draw. So you've got Newcastle, Everton, and West Ham. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I've swapped West Ham out for Fulham, but 40-1 for the 3 draws there. Stake and Stiltnacker. It was an obvious way to go this week.
2, that's round about 150-1, Baz.
There we go. I suppose you've got to have a couple of quid on the 4 of them now, haven't you?
You have. Bob's back from school, doing a ridiculous dance, trying to make me laugh, but I'm professional and didn't go for it. Welcome home, Bob. Well done, Baz. Good effort. Well caught up. Can I ask what your weekend entails, other than eating something and going to sleep maybe this evening?
I mean, as it stands, not a lot planned, but the kids can just drop things on me at any time. If Chloe finds another gig she wants to go to. Actually, Sunday afternoon, there's an all-day music thing goes on in Nottingham. It's called Beat the Streets. It goes on from like midday until midnight across 5 or 6 different venues. So you just buy one ticket and you can just go from one venue to the next. Lots of up-and-coming bands. A couple that I have seen before. So I might be tempted to venture out for a few hours and go and watch a few bands I've not seen.
Yeah, fair enough. Why not? We've got no football tonight. Home to Wide Open in the morning. That's on the Astro, so it should be all right. I think some days on the grass got to be called off. Hasn't stopped raining. I've got a commentary I don't want to do. Boring. Union Berlin and Dortmund at tea time tomorrow. And then I think that's it, Baz. So thanks, everyone. We apologise for unlocking a new time. It doesn't seem to have bothered everyone, though. Everyone's here as per usual. So appreciate that.
I'll try and make it not happen again, but I'd be lying.
Yeah, that's a load of bollocks.
Thank you, everyone, for your patience, especially people on the podcast who are listening. Yeah, you've got to wait for me to upload it yet. That could be any time. I will try and do it in the next half hour.
Could be any time. Good luck with your picks. Enjoy the football. Like, rate, review, and all that shite. And we will see you all down the road. Cheers.
Ooh, that's me, isn't it? That's me.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, go on, Baz.